Quick question. When you search for something, do you still use Google or do you use Chatgpt? Let's think about the behavioral changes for a bit. When we use Google, we look at links. We click search, we look at links, we open a website, and then try to find what we're looking for in the website. But when you use Chatgpt, you send a message, and then most of the time it gives you a direct answer or a summarized version of it. Apparently, a lot of people are now moving from Google to Chatgpt. But if we stop using Google, we stop clicking links, then no one will be visiting websites anymore. And for so many years, that's how we literally found things on the internet. I mean, have you ever noticed that Google actually has so many pages? But most of us, if you're normal, we just stay on page 1, which means that that's the only page that matters. And so these companies, these brands, they fight each other. They do paid ads or something that we call an SEO to make sure that they rank or they show up on page 1. It has been like that for years. For you as someone who searches, and for businesses, brands, companies who make sure you see them. But again, now people are discovering things, searching for things differently, which leaves a lot of these brands, instead of asking like, how do we rank? How do we show up on Google? Into how would people discover us at all? How could we make sure that when you ask your AI something, that it would recommend us? Imagine if you're a small business owner, how do you compete? And then for us as consumers, how do you now discover new products? What if you ask an AI something and then it just gives you the bigger brands? How do you discover new brands? Well, that's exactly why there's this Berlin startup called Peak AI, raised $21 million to try to fix all of this. They're currently building some tools to track how brands show up in these AI answers, if they even show up. I think that's interesting and all, especially again, if you are a business owner yourself or eventually you want to be a business owner. Of course, these are something that you would have to think about. But the real question is, if AI now becomes our source of information, source of products, and for some, even opinions, advice, how do we know if we're seeing the truth and not just the answer that AI decided to give to us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.